Welcome back to Flying Dutchman Cards and our next episode of our 1989 Topps Retrospective. My brother Doug joins me again and we talk through the first round draft picks subset. These are high school and college players that are in this set. I'd be pretty thrilled if I got drafted and was able to have my own card before I even made the majors. So we'll see which ones Topps hit on, which ones they missed, and check it all out right now. So next up, we have the first round draft picks. So bro, what are your thoughts about just these? There's kind of the design element, but then also kind of obviously some different pictures in this scenario. But what are your thoughts about this one?
I think similar to what I said about the Gold Cup. Like I think it's cool just to add like another design element. This one seems a little more dated. It seems kind of like very the 80s aesthetic. Looks like it could be like a sticker that kind of gets attached to the card.
Right. Yeah.
But I think overall, I was reading something about how at this time Topps was trying to kind of maximize the cards that they could try to get value off of, or cards that people would want.
Right.
Basically talking about, how we've been talking about, you're kind of just guessing and throwing it out. So this is kind of like a whole new level. They're doing not just like last year's rookies or like what they project as future stars. These are people that were just drafted.
Right.
Are these 88 or 89 draftees? Probably 88, right?
88. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is also kind of like a bigger gamble because it's not like a NBA or NFL person that's getting drafted. Like these players might not see the major leagues for 5 years, may never see the major leagues.
Right.
But I think I kind of like it because it's also adding, as a kid collecting these, you're like, okay, he got drafted by the Angels or the Padres, but like what, what's the jackets like? What's the story? You kind of get invested in like learning more about these players and stuff like that. So I think it's an interesting concept. And then looking back now, it's cool to see the players that did make it. You kind of get like a college card, like Robert Ventura, like in Oklahoma. You're like, oh, that's cool. Like it's something that's different, not your typical kind of like rookie card.
Right. Yeah.
I think too, the first one, the Jim Abbott one, he's just kind of a cool story. Like, being a one-armed pitcher,
or one-handed pitcher. You still have two arms.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, like just kind of one of a kind, but also like being a decent, a pretty good pitcher.
Yeah.
Did he pitch a no-hitter?
Yeah. Yep. For the Yankees.
Yeah.
So
that's it's just a cool. These are kind of cool cards. As far as the guys who like kind of made it and stuff.
Right.
I wouldn't mind getting my hands on these cards like nowadays, just to kind of be like, oh, this is cool seeing him in his college uniform.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I feel like part of that too, like for us, it's like, I mean, I feel like we were Jim Abbott fans because of the story, but also like we were both born in Michigan, our dad's from Michigan. And so like we grew up as Michigan fans too. So then like seeing like, oh, he played for Michigan too. Like that's awesome. So that's pretty cool. Kind of connection there. And like, like this one of like Steve Avery, he was a big pitcher for the Braves in the, early 90s. But I mean, this is kind of like this just in terms of a photo, they're doing something a little bit different, like this is probably, it's high school and he's tossing a ball and, it's kind of just an interesting kind of a different one.
Definitely it makes me feel old looking at a photo like this and being like, oh, this guy looks like he's like 12.
Right. Yeah. It's like, and you are 18, kind of thing. So
it is a little interesting. Well, I guess it could be I always got confused by this, I think, as a kid, because I was like, is this the number one pick? Is this the number one pick? But it's like, I imagine it's like the first round draft pick, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So
it's not even for all the teams, though.
No. Yeah, it's just some of them. Yeah. So it's like,
Monty Ferris. It's like but it's interesting because like he played for Oklahoma State too, along with Robin Ventura, who also
Yeah.
played for Oklahoma State. So it's like they must have both been awesome, but it's like he didn't do anything in the majors. Robin Ventura did, like he was awesome, but most known for he's known in my mind for two things. One, well, can you guess what one of them is?
Oh, the pounding
Yes.
by Nolan Ryan, taken out to the woodshed.
Yes. That's like the best part. Then the best part too is that Ryan never got ejected. Like Ventura got ejected, and Nolan Ryan punches him 7 times in the face.
Yeah.
Like, you can just keep going. So
yeah.
This is crazy. Yeah, and then the other time I want to say, what was it? I think it was like a spring training game or something like that. He slid into home plate and had or maybe it was minor leagues or something like that. And he like had a compound fracture of his leg. Like everything just broke apart, and it was just disgusting. And everyone, like people are passing out.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. That's awful. That was kind of like the end of his career, right? Or was he able to come back from that?
No, he came back. He played for the Mets in '99. He actually hit a walk-off grand slam. So they end up calling it the grand slam single because in a clinching game. So there's two things that happened. I'm pretty sure that the story is he hit the grand slam. They would have basically, once the first run scores and the game is over, because it's a walk off. Anyways, but I also think too, like he passed someone like on first base or something like that. So he was like out. So they only counted like the one run.
Okay.
That's what it was. One of the guys, he hit the home run, and then the guy scored, and then the guy that was on first
didn't run that hard.
Scored, so he didn't like finish. You know what I mean? So he just like ran in when it started celebrating, and so they only like in the box score it just shows as like 6-5 instead of whatever. Like
of course you know this for some reason. I know. Yeah. You tune into Flying Dutchman cards for the cards and get a dose of random baseball facts from Andy Vandermeulen.
Couple more here. So we got Mark Lewis. Didn't end up doing anything. He's got the number on his pants that was kind of hip. Get it in the late '80s.
Clever. Got the mullet going on.
Yeah. And then this one is one of my favorites.
That's pretty cool.
Bulldog in the background. And this is cool too because like the colors kind of. I mean, this is kind of more of a red, but it kind of matches a little bit.
Is it from Georgia?
No, I think this is
like a high school.
I think it's a high school one. Yeah, it's just like
just a mural.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a Bulldog for life.
Right. Yeah.
So it's an interesting concept having these cards where it's kind of like it's a gamble. Like these guys might just flame out and they got a card in like the major league set, but at the same time, if they do hit, then you've got like a pre-rookie card that not anybody else had at that time. So it's interesting kind of looking back now to see like who panned out, who didn't and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Like the one like Andy Bettis, like he had a pretty nice career. Jim Abbott had a notable career. Robin Ventura, Steve Avery, but Greg Olson, he was rookie of the year, his first year as a closer. He had a couple nice years, but then after that kind of fell off.
That's another cool one where the design of the uniforms kind of match, so it looks like
Yeah. So awesome.
That wraps up our look back at the first round draft picks subset. Post a comment below. What did you think was the best uniform featured on one of these cards? Was it a high school one? Was it a college one? Which one was your favorite? We want to know. And so post that below. And next up, we're going to be looking at the manager cards. Again, one per team. So we got 26 of those. So stay tuned for that. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.